Good day, folks. This is Greg Judy at Green Pastures Farm. Today we're in Tucson, Arizona, waiting on a flight that was canceled. We're headed back to the farm. Been here on a grazing project, future grazing project down in New Mexico. And we'll have a lot more about that later on another video. But Jan and I had a few minutes, and she put together a list of some questions from you all, YouTube viewers.
We've been we're a little bit late and behind in doing this, and our goal was to try to do this once a month, so today we're getting 2 or 3 ahead.
Catching up.
Yeah, and so what I've been trying to do is try to group these thoughts that people send us so we aren't all over, so it will help them go back to the videos and maybe think about what you said. So what we're looking at today is ruminants can feed our world, no grain feeding needed. So that's where these questions have come from.
Okay.
Okay, so do we aid in the birthing of our animals?
As a stockman, folks, especially those of you all just starting out, it is your role and your responsibility to save every animal that you can save. You don't let an animal intentionally die because she can't have a calf. You absolutely do intervene, and you save that calf, you save that cow if you possibly can. And sometimes it is a very cruel world. Sometimes they don't survive. But we do mark those cows down if we have to assist in the birth of their calf, and that would be a cow that we would cull. That and the calf both. If you save the calf back and raise it as a bottle calf, they never grow out like the mother can. And you're keeping those same genetics, there's a good chance that you might have issues with the calf too. So you got to sell them both. That's our philosophy. Now,
maybe if you didn't have a big herd, what would you do?
I'd still get rid of them. All they're going to do is give you trouble. If they do it to you once, some people say, okay, I'll give her a second chance. If she does it a second time, you've kept that calf for 2 years, and she never gave you a calf unassisted. Folks, that's a great way to go broke. It's a great way to lose a lot of money. And now you've got this pampered herd you're out there with every year. I'll give you a good example. I'm going to pick on a breed here, the Belgian Blue. That's out of Europe. Everybody, you ought to click on that Belgian Blue. It's nuts. They developed the breed over there. You've got to give a C-section to a cow every time she calves. She can't naturally have a calf. Now, why would you do that? I mean, I can't even imagine having to call the vet and cut your cow open to get the calf out. Doesn't make any sense, but that's how we have regressed. Go ahead.
Okay. So here's the next topic of things that we don't like to talk about, but someone asked it, and we do need to address it. It is the real world. Do we have to put some animals down?
Yes, occasionally you'll have a cow. We had one 2 years ago. We had her in a head catch, and the calf was sucking. We went to do some chores. We were gone maybe 10 minutes, and the cow actually got her leg up in the head catch, the side, and when we got back, she had suffocated herself. Dead cow. And so that was a good learning experience for Isaac and Ben and I. And of course, I immediately jumped in and said, guys, we got hamburger. We got to process this cow. And it was summertime, the flies were bad. We went and got some butcher knives, and we did it. And we processed them right on the ground. You just part the skin down the backbone, you just peel that up, and we deboned it. We take all the meat off the bones. We're not about, losing money. It was bad, okay? The cow died, all right? A nice, perfectly good cow. She wasn't so nice, or she wouldn't have been in the head catch, first of all. She was kicking her calf, and so we had to get her up, and she called herself out of the herd. Unfortunately, she killed herself. It happens. Every now and then you'll have a cow that comes breech. We took one cow in, it's been years ago, probably 3 years ago.
Something like that.
And this cow was not going to have that calf. She just couldn't get it out. And matter of fact, the calf had been old enough that it wasn't, I think it had already passed away. And so we brought her home, and that was another one. The vet said, Greg, we can't get it out. And that happens in life, especially thank goodness it doesn't happen very often, but it is part of life. And We normally, anything that's left over when we get done deboning, we'll pack that over to our guard dogs, and it's usually gone in 24 to 48 hours. They just clean it up. Now, we have several dogs, but you know, it's a good way to use up the meat.
Okay. Well, let's go on to a little better topic than this. Okay. Why don't we tag our sheep?
Yeah, so the question, why don't we tag our sheep? I don't have time to tag sheep. I'm not going to go out there chasing them around, trying to catch the baby lambs when they're first born and putting tags in their ear. It's just not important to me. The cows is a different deal because we're moving them every single day. It's a bigger herd. They're covering a lot more area. They have a lot more timber and brush. And if we don't tag the baby calves, we move from one farm to the next, we'll leave calves behind. And boy, that's a wreck. It's a real wreck. Now you got to go get the cow. She's on a new farm.
You don't know who the cow is.
Well, right. Well, she's going to start bawling, probably. Right. She should be bawling for her calf. Now you got to get her out, walk her back up the road. You know, heaven knows how far. She knows right where that calf is at. So that's why we tag the calves. The sheep, the only sheep that get tags are the ones that we sell. If they, you know, go across state lines, or if they're sold at the sale barn. You've got to put a scrapie ID tag. It's the federal law. And you can get those scrapie ID tags by going to the USDA website, but every farm has to have that scrapie ID tag in the sheep before it's sold through a public sale barn. It's the law. And if you don't have a tag number, they'll put tags in there for you, but they charge you, I think it used to be $1 per head. It may be higher than that now.
Yeah, plastic's gone up.
Yeah.
Okay, so good thing you're talking about how are you getting the pairs when they're born out in the pasture? Do we bring them up in the corral? Do we do portable chutes? How, you know?
Yeah, so we tag the calves on the second day they're born. We don't get them up in the corral. We just go out and you bunch your cow. You know, if you got a calf that's pretty fast on the second day and he kind of knows something's up, you can get those cows up into a square, even with a piece of polywire. Just walk them up into a little square, and that calf's in there. And you see him, you just walk up, make sure you get a cow between him and you just grab him. Done. Put a tag in his ear and it's all done. If you do have to get a cow up, you go out there in the morning and you have issues with the cow, we use polywire. And we just get around the cow with a V and we walk the cow right up to the corral with a friend. We always bring a friend with her because you remember this, animals are mob creatures. They like to be in a group. And you take one cow and separate her from her herd. Let's say you're trying to get her up to do something with her. Maybe it's a steer you're wanting to sell to butcher. Bring two. Bring two. They're going to go a lot easier. There's not going to be any stress. And they got a buddy. They got a buddy with them.
So, well, here, this will be the last question. So let's say we have that mama that's kicking that calf and doesn't want to keep it. So you're going to sell the cow. Do you keep that calf? Nope. And why not?
Nope. They both got to go. You try and, okay, for logistics, let's look at this a little bit. You've wintered that cow. It's first of the spring. She has it. She's kicking at it, whatever. You can keep that cow and the calf. She's going to take it. It's just going to take a little while. Just keep messing with them. And usually in about 3 or 4 days, she'll take it finally. And she just does a wonderful job with it, and she can raise that calf. But make sure you write down the ear tag of that cow. You want her to get bred back, okay? So you put the bull back in with her, and you can sell that. Now, I'm not going to sell that as breeding stock to somebody, that I know that is coming to us to buy, you might say, the top genetics in our herd. I'm not going to sell that to somebody. But when you take it to the sale barn, that's what you do. Now I want to cover that a little bit. I misspoke. I didn't misspoke. I didn't finish a sentence, and I really got a young lady upset, and it was somebody local in our area. Said, Greg, I wish you'd set the story straight on sale barns. I left a negative notation in it. I sure didn't aim to, and I'm sorry. I want to apologize for that. Folks, we absolutely need sale barns. We really do. There's places in your cow herd there's no other place you can do with or go with them. And without sale barns, these animals, there's no market for them. So when your cows get older and they're still got some good weight on them, and you know, maybe you want to take that money and put it into your cow herd to buy another younger cow, what are you going to do with it? Well, you can butcher or you can take it to a sale barn. So sale barns are real good at taking animals and converting them to cash. And there's a lot of people that don't have the marketing that we do, and they sell their whole calf crop there. And sale barns are good at that. They can put together a group of calves, and they'll have all of them about the same size. They'll run them through the sale barn, and you'll get a lot better price for them doing that. And so I wanted to apologize. I think I know who it is, and I'm not going to say her name, but I do want to firsthand apologize for that. 'Cause I made it sound like, you just bring all your crap, and that's not right. There's a lot of people that sell really high quality animals to the sale barn. Some of them are herd dispersals. What's a herd dispersal? A herd dispersal is when a guy sells out. He sells this whole herd. That's a great place to go to find you some good animals to start your herd with. So again, I just wanted to cover that. And I think one other thing I wanted to cover was, please don't stop the comments from coming. But you know, if you've got something negative to say, first of all, I am going to block you if you use cuss words. We don't use cuss words. You can go to somebody else that, you know, they do that. That's fine, but you're not going to cuss on our channel. It is a children's channel. I got a great email yesterday. Showed a guy, he had his 2 little boys out there, and he said, Greg, you've got 2 earthworm farmers out here. And they were turning over a cow pat. These 2 little boys were counting the earthworms. I mean, that's the kind of audience we have. So you're not going to cuss on our channel. So don't even think about it, and just, you know, go somewhere else and do that. So thank you all.
I do have one more thing.
Oh, what is it?
People want to reach out to us. How can they get a hold of us? Our email?
Yeah, our email. Go to greenpasturesfarm.net and fire us an email. And we'll do our best to get back with you in a timely fashion. So, yeah, it's awesome, folks. We're going to see a bunch of y'all here pretty soon at the grading school. The beginner school coming up the first week of May, and then the second one still has a few spots left in it. And that's going to be Greg, Brandon, and I teaching that. It's going to be a great school. Hope to see some of y'all there. Take care.